This is real nice.
Yeah. I say that, I can't even see it. I don't really look at it. It's one of them when you don't see it.
Now, like, it makes me now want to go back and like bump up the contrast in the Eagle a bit. Sort of. Just because obviously we did that so long ago compared to the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, so much newer than newer.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've got that little bit there, haven't we?
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a tiny little bit of more cloud there, just to.
The gap there.
Just it's just here. Yeah.
Will it come down like a straight line in the end, or will it just or just set as that?
I would just leave it as that, so it's so it's not like a hard edge.
Yeah.
Because then if you do, when you probably eventually decide you're going to get something down there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we can work it in a bit more.
Yeah, I did think of an idea for that.
The idea mill's already churning, isn't it?
I'm going to have like Roman numerals at the our anniversary. Because I had an idea for that beforehand. I was going to have another one then.
Yeah.
But that side with that. But then I thought it might, I don't know. I don't know if it would work alright.
What would look cool if you were thinking about doing like numerals? Maybe even just do like, keep it really simple and just do the year really big.
Yeah.
But do it like a negative space. So like your skin is the letters.
Okay.
Like
a bit like that.
A little bit like the 26.2,
yeah.
right? And then make it sort of a bit cracked and to sort of fit in with the theme where we've got, you know, how it's got a little bit cracked in there.
Yeah.
Can't sort of tie it in, and it like, you got some negative space because I think it'd be more impactful.
Yeah, I would like to bring it more around, like down, and probably finish around here somewhere. Ish. And then, because then I'm good. Next thing I want to do is get this removed, I think.
Yeah.
Or start getting it a bit fainter, so that I can have like a proper chest piece.
Yeah, I reckon just like you might not need to get it completely removed.
Yeah,
just like line it up a bit.
Line it up, yeah, so it can go over. You did. I think you did one the other week. A lad's full chest. I don't know if you.
So a quick update, I guess, you lot. I haven't really been making many videos, just because I've been super busy, really, and we've been doing some renovations to the house and the facilities for clients, which everyone will see soon enough. We're not far off being finished, so once that's done, I'll give everyone a tour. So a lot of my evenings have been spent either like decorating or, building kitchen cabinets and stuff like that. And then between that and design work for upcoming tattoos, my evenings have been pretty chocker, So, that topped with admin, all that shit that we've got to deal with being a sole trader, Anyway, so excuses aside, I I do kind of want to know what sorts of videos you want to see. I figured maybe I'll try and do some more like vlogging style, or maybe, you know, time lapses behind the scenes. Basically, any sort of any ideas, any thoughts you have, just let me know in the comments. I've sort of come to the end of a lot of big projects, so I am now in a position where I'm starting to look to take on some large scale projects again, you know, sleeves, backs, legs, all that sort of stuff. So if you're thinking about making a leap and jumping into getting that big project started, now's probably a good time, you know. Yeah, loads of consultations in the diary. I've got space. I'll always sort of make space and always have a chat about things. Yeah, what else? I did some DIY, some maintenance on the studio. Did a few jobs that were sort of long overdue. I've got plenty that still needs doing. I've been in my private studio now, one thing I have been talking a lot about on social media, Instagram in particular, is keeping my eyes out for an apprentice and actively sort of putting it out there. You know, I've been at this for a long time, for nearly 20 years now, and I've always been pretty apprehensive about taking on an apprentice. I mean, a lot of it was probably imposter syndrome. You know, I didn't think I was good enough. Didn't think I had enough knowledge to impart. Some of it was I just didn't want to. And then honestly, there was elements where I didn't feel like there was. I came across anybody that really wanted it enough, or like cared about creativity enough to, like, you know, to sort of live up to my expectations. I've got high expectations about like how serious I want someone to take it. Tattooing's been amazing to me and for me. Has it completely lived up to my expectations of what I expected my life to be? Probably not. But as I've got older, my goals and my desires and what happiness is to me aren't solely wrapped up in tattooing. What's the point in like giving everything I've got to something if other things like my family have to suffer? So family is more important, really. That's what it boils down to. So as a result of that, I sacrificed opportunities, because obviously I want to spend time with my family. Simple as that, really. But what I would like to do is impart the sort of lessons I've learned over the last 20 odd years, and hopefully give someone a better shot at being impactful in the world, but also teach them the lessons that I wish somebody had taught me a lot younger, especially, you know, not just around tattooing but life in general. And you know, helping me recognise that, you know, this is a business, so it needs to be treated as such, and people need to be valued, because that's one of the most important things about tattooing, I think, is the connection you make with people. So if you can impart that on someone else and have them realise that, like, you know, you're fucking nothing really, basically, with your clients, you know, and you know, you need to be open and honest and a good person, not a fucking dick. There's too many egos in this shit. So, like, somebody that, you know, and it's probably a lot to ask for, like humility, passion, self-discipline, kindness, and caring, and yeah, and a love for art. You know, I think that's one of the toughest things. I've had a lot of people approach me, and they don't seem to have any passion for art. Now, I'm not saying I'm trying to find someone that's like fucking all about tattooing. It's like that's all they can think of. But if I see something in someone that's like, you know, they're a passionate artist, maybe a graffiti writer or something, and I'm like, fuck, you'd make a great tattooer. You know, I'm going to approach them. But I'm also going to, you know, I'm going to be responsive to people that are approaching me, but I am not going to chase after people that say they want to get into tattooing because it seems cool or whatever. And I've always thought, what if? But then I have no passion for art. So if you know somebody that's like maybe you think would fit that bill, I don't know if this make any sense. I'm just fucking waffling. But yeah, basically someone that's not a dick, that's passionate about art, and it's like doesn't want to do something in a hurry because, you know, these tattoo schools, and we all know of a few famous ones in the UK, infamous ones, should we say, that are churning out fucking dog shit, and their rhetoric is like, oh, you know, they're earning six figures and booked out within the first however many months. The reality is, you can't teach tattooing in 3 weeks. It takes years and years of dedication, but it also takes a long time to figure out the business side of things. And if I can give somebody a leg up and pass on everything that I've learned, you know, without any expectations in terms of financial gain, you know, it's much more of a mentorship idea, you know. I haven't really got space in here to have somebody come and work in here with me like full time, but if I can give somebody the tools and like the foundations to like really go out into the world and do cool things, that's what I'm hoping for, really. So yeah, if you know anybody that might sort of fit that bill, yeah, get in touch. Really, that's about it.